freezing today. What was that just fell? Oh, I don't know. I'll get it in a minute or two. I'm not long up, as you can probably tell. No, look, I'm going to do my nails. I'm going to do my nails today. That's what I'm going to do. As I say, I'm not long up. I had a busy, busy day yesterday. I had non-stop all day yesterday. So, I had a long lie this morning since I don't have the wee fella. But it is, if I got sound down, I have. It is absolutely freezing. I'll see if I can show you outside. Hold on. Feather, good morning, good morning. Can you see the cars outside? It's freezing. It's absolutely freezing outside. Very cold. I need to get my wee birds their food. Melania, good morning, good morning. Mandy, good morning to you. Catherine, good morning. Good morning. I'm going to do my nails today with these. I'll show you what I'm putting on them. These, I think they look quite cute. I'm putting these on. I'll do some of this. Belinda, good morning. Yes, good morning. Yes, I'm going to do my nails. They look quite cute, don't they? So I'm putting them on. I've got my astrology meeting tomorrow, so I've got to look my best. It's not that kind of place. It's not a hookup kind of place. But yeah, what is it we're talking about? Here, do you know, that'll be interesting. I'll go through what we're talking about tomorrow. Wait a minute, yeah. I tell you what I'm talking about tomorrow. Oh my God, no, don't tell me wasps are out already. I can't with the wasps. I can't with the bloody wasps. They get straight up zapped, is what wasps get. Bees and other things, other critters get captured and taken out humanely. Wasps get straight up the zapping bat. And I still feel guilty. But I can't, and they're evil, wasps are evil, they kill beautiful bees and stuff like that, so I'm doing the bees a favour. I can't, I'm terrible with wasps. Here, I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again because it's a good story to tell. And it was one time I was almost in a fight up at the school. I'm not kidding. It was when Peter was at school and I was almost in a fisticuff with another mother. Yes, Martingo Pink, good morning. This was before the electric bats. This was when it was just like fly swatters that you had. That's just like a plastic bat, right? So schools are the worst if you are mums or you are aunts or if you need childminders, whatever. You all know that schools are terrible for wasps. Wasps are in the bins at schools. They're everywhere at schools. So I was going up to collect. I was dropping Peter off in the morning. That's what it was. It was morning time. So I goes up armed with my bat. Like, right, that's it. Any wasp come near me, I'm going to be like Andy Murray in the tennis, like that, right, with the wasp. So away I go. So the bell rings and the kids all line up to go in, right, in their classes. So we're standing in here. A wasp's come towards me and I'm like, hey, I've got my bat. Rookie mistake to you, Mr. Wasp. I'm armed with my bat. So he comes closer, closer, closer. And I gets a good, and I hits it as if I'm Andy Murray, you know, striking an ace. Whack, I can feel it connect with the bat. Oh, I can see it spinning through the air and lands in someone else's child. And it's like, meow, meow, like that. And I was going, oh, I'm sorry about that. And the kid was screaming and the mother went over it and helped the kid and was looking at me like that. And I was like, I'm really sorry about that. Sorry, didn't mean, no. The wasp was angry too. You know what I mean? After getting hit with a bat, it was angry on somebody else's kid, like that. I was lucky that day. There was no fisticuffs, but I had no control of where this wasp was going to go. Monday, I do them in the morning, and the reason I do them in the morning is because it's the only quiet time that I can get to really make an ASMR film is first thing in the morning. So that's why it's dark in the winter. In the summertime, it will be a lot brighter, but it's that because it's the only quiet time. See, by the time it gets to like the now, I've got cars, I've got people beeping their horn, I've got roadworks, I've got dogs barking, I've got all this, and I end up having to stop the video loads. So for it, so that's why I'm up at 3 every Saturday morning, just to do my makeup and then do my makeup video. So because I want it to be nice and quiet for you. So that's why I do them when I do. Right, let me read what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. Of course, it'll be right over my head. Right, Friday the 27th. Our guest speaker is Chris O'Kane. The Pharaoh, the Stars, and the Gold Horakitai. What the hell? Joint past president of the Astronomy Society of Glasgow, Chris O'Kane, is back with another Our Club for another interesting and thought-provoking talk. Oh. He has travelled to Egypt to study temples, sites, and ancient astronomy. Horakitai is known to be the original god of kingship from the beginning of the Pharaonic civilization up until the end when the Greeks and Romans conquered Egypt. Without the god Harokatai, there could be no king, therefore no unfiled, unified, unified state of Egypt. For the ancient Egyptian kings, Horatikai was the most important thing in the sky. What is it? We will see in the sky tonight. Come along and find out. So I've no idea what that is. In fact, I've read that whole thing and it's not sunk into me. I don't know. We're talking about Egypt. See, that's how it works for me. I've read that whole thing. I couldn't even tell you what I just read. But I do enjoy the Egyptian thing. I enjoy that. How they could align these wee porthole things and the pyramids to like the constellations in the sky away back then. Shannon, good morning to you. Oh, you're going to sleep. I hope you have good dreams. Do you know what I was dreaming about? Like, I had a great dream last night. I dreamt I was in a gold mine. There you go, a gold mine. And I could see like gold and everything all like that. And I was saying, here, I'm going to take that gold. And there was some girl going, oh, you can't go in there, it's unstable. And I was thinking, unstable, do you say? I bet you I can go in there, no bother. But it was great being in a gold mine. That's where I was last night. See, when I woke up, I was quite disappointed that I'd woke up. Because I was like, oh, I wanted to get that gold. A gold mine. It's the first time I've ever dreamt of a gold mine in my life. So there you are. I don't know what it means. It probably means doom and gloom. That's what it probably means. Whoever dreams of a gold mine is doom. You know, because usually good dreams mean something bad. But it was like, I enjoyed it. I had a great dream last night. I had a good sleep. Last night. I really did. And I was really, really needing it after yesterday. I was rushed off my feet. And at my age, you can start to tell that your body's just not as good as what it used to be. Like, just even looking after the cookie pie, you know, it's hard work for a granny. Rewarding though, so great. I wouldn't change it for anything. So I'm going to, it looks a bit squinty, but I'm going to fix it. See, even that's too long for me. There's my Tinkle Pink. My body's like, I'm like, come on, do it. But I had a load to do yesterday, so I was busy. And I went shopping, so I'm going to make myself a nice omelette today. I've not had an omelette for a while, so I'm going to have, I've got mushrooms and I've got onions. So it's going to be an omelette with mushrooms and onions, so it's going to be tasty. And do you know what I got? I've never tried no, I don't know how. Oh, you do. I was going to say I don't know what Americans are like with coleslaw and stuff, but you do have coleslaw. Well, this coleslaw's got some kind of spice in it. I've never tried it. It's like spicy coleslaw. I'm going to give that a try today as well. People will be like, she's talking about food again. Oh, leave me alone. Let me talk about food. I'm 52 this year. Well, they look quite nice, they ones, don't they? I will file them because, as I say, even that's too long for me. Right, that one's for that nail. That's for that finger. That's for that finger, right? Okay, it's getting the fingers thingy. Right. You're starving out. I've not had an omelette in a long time, so I'm going to make myself a nice tasty omelette. It's going to be delish. I'm going to enjoy it. And I've been watching my trial. Here I was telling my mum about. No, I would tell my mum everything. So I was telling my mum about the guy with the D pics. I still can't say it without laughing. And see, if you see the guy, you would not believe that this guy in his spare time sits and draws pictures of these. Each to their own, of course. I mean, if that's what you enjoy, that's what you enjoy. Oh, an evil man though. Do you know what? When it came out yesterday, this shows you how evil he is. He was jealous. His son was 8 months old. His son was 8 months old, and he was complaining that his wife was spending too much time with the baby. Too much time with the baby, the 8-month-old. See? Do you know what the prosecution called him yesterday? I was like, yes, a jerk. I was like, you're a beauty. The defence was going, objection, and all that. And he was going, well, call a spade, call a jerk. So that was fun. Imagine that though, jealous, a wee tiny baby, 8-month-old, because his wife was giving his son some attention. Green Rose, my gorgeous Green Rose, good morning to you. Aye. So I was like, this guy's just evil. Even looking in his eyes, it's like soulless. It's the same kind of eyes as Chris Watts and Eileen Warner's. They kind of eyes, like there's nothing behind them. How he can be jealous of his wife looking after his son is beyond me. But he wanted all the attention on him. How come he wasn't getting all the attention? He wasn't getting all the attention off his wife. I hope he's getting that. I hope he's still getting a bad time in jail. I really do. And I hate seeing nasty things like that, but this guy needs it. There's a few people that need it, like Chris Watts. He needs a hard time every single day of his life. Do you know what bothers me about Chris Watts? Is he's got pictures of his kids in his cell. If he's didn't, he thingied his kids, he put his kids in oil vats. That's what he did. And he's got pictures of them in his cell. He should never be allowed pictures of his kids, especially Happy. The only visions he should have of his kids is the last minutes of the kids' life. That's what he should have. So I don't know why they're letting him have pictures of his victims in his cell. I mean, why is that flying? If I was in America, I'd be writing letters. He should not be allowed pictures of his kids in his cell. So you get him, but this guy was terrible. This guy tortured his wife before he eventually fed her antifreeze. He tortured her by constantly phoning her. Now, this was going back in the 80s before we all had mobile phones and all this, right? So he kept phoning the house knowing that she was in, alone, and then as soon as she answered, he'd put the phone down. He was just doing stuff like that and leaving these D pics that he's ever so good at drawing. Leaving these about her house and in her car and all over the place. Driving the woman mental. Goldust, good morning. Oh, Perth. Goldust, wrap up warm. I know you're a lot younger and all that, but it's still freezing cold. Wrap up warm. Get your gloves and your hats and all that on. Your thermals. Get wrapped up warm. It is freezing today. I'm glad I don't need to go out because my car would need scraped and I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered today. Oh, see, as we speak, I've got glue all stuck to my fingers and my couch and everything. There we are. See if the jury find this guy innocent, I will be gobsmacked. I mean, don't forget, he got absolutely hammered one night and was saying imagine going to an office meeting, right? Imagine going to an office party, if you like. An office party, right? You're at the office party, you're having a good time and your wee flavourings and stuff. And he comes there and went, oh, aye, see if you're fed up with your wife, I can point you in a good few sites that you can find online. Electrocution. He was contemplating electrocuting the woman in a swimming pool. Right? This is what the guy was doing. And then he went on to talk about the antifreeze. Not imagine boasting that to. Imagine how uncomfortable that conversation's going. I think I'd have been on the blower to the police right away. Listen, I'm at the office party and there's this dude and he's talking about murdering his wife. I think I'd have been. I think I'd have been maybe doing something back there. Maybe they just thought the guy was full of crap. Maybe they were just like, oh, there he's at it again. What you doing in Perth? May I ask, if you don't want to tell me, you don't need to. What you going to Perth for, my beautiful gold dust? Anything exciting? Belinda, he does look. This is it. See, when I look at him, it's like his eyes. Know how they say your eyes are the window to your soul? I think it's true. Jenny, good morning, my beautiful Jenny. The guy looks as if he's got no soul. He just looks like that. As I say, Chris Watts has got the same kind of look, and so did Eileen Warner's. But do you know? I know that she was a serial killer, but I feel a bit sorry for Eileen Warner's if you know her backstory and stuff like that. She had a terrible childhood. Know that excuses her for what she done, but I felt sorry for her, and I do believe the first time that she murdered someone, I do believe she was getting something bad done to her. Do you know what I mean? And it was in like self-defense. But then once she got the money and stuff, she realised how easy it would be and fell into that. So, but still, these men had families and stuff like that. But I did feel a bit sorry for her. And she was losing her mind at the end. She was thinking that they were sending radio frequencies into her cell and all stuff like that. Heather and Marshall, my favourite ladies in Vegas, how are you? I hope you had a nice birthday, Heather. I hope your birthday was nice. Belinda, do you know what else I was thinking? Maybe just tell stories and like we a guy that we knew, right? We this guy that we knew that he would come away with wild stories all the time and we'd all be like, hi, right, that's a wild story. I'll tell you one of the stories. In fact, I'll tell you two of the stories that we were like, okay. One of them was, now God knows where he's getting shotguns in Scotland, right? Because you can't just go into the supermarket and buy a shotgun here. I think you've got to be like a farmer or something like that. Anyway, this guy says that he was out walking one day, with shotguns, two of shotguns, not even just one, two of them. Oh my goodness, my Heather and Marshall. A big surprise. Oh, I'll look forward to that. Have a lovely night and give each other a cuddle for me, right? You cuddle Marshall and Marshall cuddle you for me and clap the babies. Give the babies a love as well. So this guy, he was out walking with shotguns. And we were going, huh? And he says, and guess what? There's my guy. He got trapped in the mud. Mud up to his knees. Couldn't get out. Absolutely trapped in the mud. So what he done was he put a shotgun at this side, and then fired, and he came flying out the mud pit like that and landed, and that's how he got out of the mud. We were like, okay. That sounds like everybody's like Friday night in how we all get out of mud. You know, we're we shot. So then again, he says, see, he just used to tell tall tales. He says that there was one day he was out with a bow and arrow this time, a bow and arrow, right? Because we've all got them in Scotland as well, bows and arrows. He was out with this bow and arrow, and here, guess what he's seen? A deer, and he thought, you know what, I'm going to do a bit of hunting here with this bow and arrow, because a wee bow and arrow is going to go through a deer. I feel about like some venison here. He thought. So here he lets the bow go, right, and a bird swoops down, and the arrow goes through the bird. The bird drops down. The arrow continues to go, went right through the deer. Right through the deer. Deer falls down as well. And just at that, a fish jumped out the water, and the arrow goes through that, and you get 3 in the 1. Again, we were like, So maybe this guy was that guy. And when he's been in and went, you know what? How I've got some sites if you want to dispatch your wife. You know, maybe he was that guy. But that we had this guy, and this is just a couple of stories. That the guy used to tell stories like this all the time, right? And see, at first you would entertain him, go, but how did you do this? But see, after a while, you just went, all right, okay, aye, bonara, uh-huh. After a while, we just went, okay. And he would say the weird thing, like, he used to say your name all the time, like Linda, 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 like that. He just used to, and he used to say things like, what are the Lighthouse family doing? And I'd be going, I don't listen to the Lighthouse. Any good news about the Lighthouse family? Has anybody been listening to the Lighthouse? I've never listened to the Lighthouse family in my life. I don't know about the Lighthouse family. So he used to, I don't know if he just used to do it to annoy us or what. But see, after a while, it was funny at first, but see, after you've heard the millionth weird story that would never happen, we were just like, right, okay. I'll tell you, I'll tell you another story with a guy, and this was with my brother, and they were going to work one day. He worked with my brother, you see, and they were going to work one day, and here, at the side of the road, there was a wee seagull that looked as if it was in distress. So he says to him, he was saying, James, we need to stop, James, we need to stop the wee seagull. We need to save the seagull, James, the seagull. And my brother went, oh, for God's sake. So my brother stops the car and he goes out and gets the seagull, this guy. He goes out and gets the seagull, takes it into my brother's car. So the seagull is obviously in distress and it's going squawking and stuff like that, you know, in the car. And my brother said at that point, he says, I rolled my window down. He said, because I thought at any minute I was just going to take the seagull and throw it out the window. So he says, we need to take this seagull to the police station, James. We need to go to the police station with this seagull. And my brother's going, but you've been taking it. He says, we need to go, James, take us to the police station with this. And he went, right. So my brother's driving to the police station with a seagull that's in the car. And he's going, ouch, James, it's pecking me, ouch, the seagull's pecking me, the seagull's pecking me, James, the seagull's pecking. And the whole time, so he gets to the police station and he goes in, officer, with this wee seagull, and the guy went, take that out, get the seagull out of here. We don't deal with seagulls, pal, take the seagull out. So he goes back into the car and went, the police won't do anything, James, we'll need to take it. And the thing passed away at that point. The seagull passed away at that point. And my brother was like, would you take the seagull and put it out the car, please? Take the seagull out the car. So that was the seagull story. We're no stopping for the seagull. No, it's a circle of life there. We're no stopping for the seagull. Ouch, it's pecking me. Aye. I'm so surprised that my brother took the bloody thing into the car. Take it to the police station. See in our neck of the woods, taking a seagull The police, no one take it out here, get it out in the police station. So that's it. This guy just used, he was tall tales. He used to just tell stories and stuff like that and do weird stuff. But see, he was a nice guy though, right? He used to tell us all these wild stories and stuff like that. But he wouldn't hurt a fly neither. He was a nice guy. And when he seen my kids, he used to give them like a pound coin and things like that. You know, he was a nice guy, but his stories were something else. His stories were something else, so they were. But the seagull had me cracking up. I was like, oh, for God. He's going, ouch, we need to take the seagull to the police station. And our neck of the woods taking out. He did. He just did one of these imaginations, especially the bow and arrow. I don't. And the shotguns. Where are you getting a gun in Scotland? Or never mind. He two. He said this. He must have just thought up stories to come in and tell people at work. I'm going to tell them all this story. You know, he must have just thought like I'm going to tell some stories today. Right, where's my nail file? So there's my nails on, but they're still too long for me, so I've got to file them down. I've got to file them down. I'm sure there's other stories that I'll have that'll come out, but that's like it was. So I'm thinking maybe this guy that was like maybe he was that guy. The guy we watched, maybe this he was the same, just to tell all these wild stories and then a good site to go on if you're wanting to dispatch your wife. Why did they not get a divorce? Why did they not just get a divorce if they're fed up? Why did they need to go down that route? It's never going to work well. And anyway, that's obviously he didn't care about his kids though. I mean, he was jealous. He's 8-month-old. So obviously he didn't care. Because I was going to say, I mean, that's, regardless of what you think of them, that's still the parent of your kids. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, I don't know. But as I say, the defence is on the stand now. The defence is and they're getting ripped apart by the prosecution is just ripping a new one, so they're. And do you know the thing that really gets me? Yeah, Catherine, probably money. He was having an affair as well, so that too. In fact, wait, I tell you this. He was having an affair, right? See the lady he was having an affair with? See, when it was his wife's, what do you call it? We call it a wake. What do you call it? It's like the dinner after the burial, right? He was wanting to take her there. He's bitten the side. I come to the wife's funeral. Come on to the wife's funeral. Belinda, that's it. Evil. This is it. See, people that are evil, we question it. Why? Why? But they're just, that is it. So you do get some evil people. And this is what you've got to teach your kids. And it's heartbreaking to, when you've got to have that talk about that there's no real monsters in the world. It's just evil people that you've got to watch in the world. You've got to watch the evil people. Aye, so that's what he said. He said he's bitten the side. Listen, my wife's dead. Do you want to come to the wake? I'm trying to think what you call it. You call it something else. We call it a wake. That would have been listen. See if I was at the funeral, and at the wake, and he's bitten the side comes in. That would not go down good. Jenny, his wee baby was only 8 months old. This was came out yesterday. His baby was only 8 months old, and he was jealous because his wife was spending too much time with it. Yeah, yes, Martin, a memorial service. The thing we call it like the wake. We call it. So that's what he was. Imagine saying he's bitten his side. Listen, do you want to come to the wife's wake memorial service? Do you want to come? I don't know if she went or no. I can't remember if she went, but that would have been like red flags. I mean, and see if she did go, but just what kind of woman would do that? Is it awake there as well, Belinda? Yeah, we call it awake. What kind of woman would go? What kind of woman would go? Yes, awake. We call it. We call it awake. Or I think it's memorial service over in the States to call it. It's the wee dinner that you have after like somebody passes away, and a wee tea or something. We usually either hire somewhere out for a meal or even just at somebody's house have a buffet and we just sit and have a drink and talk about the person and remembering good times that you had and stuff like that. That's what we do. My wake, see, at my wake, everybody's going to have their pajamas on because that's the dress code for my funeral. Know that many people will probably go, but my dress code's your jammies because I'm going to be in mine, or I'd probably be away by that point. But I want to be in my coffin in some nice pajamas, and they don't need to be dear. Just Asda's pajamas, just a nice pair of Asda's pajamas, and everybody's got to be in pajamas. That's my thing because I want you to be comfy. I don't want you to be all sitting crying your eyes out or anything like that. I want people to have a nice time and remember all the stupid things I've done in my life. Is it, Catherine? See, there you go. See, you learn new things every day. Lauren, good morning, good morning. See, that's amazing. Thank you for that story, Catherine. That's very interesting. Gianna, good morning to you. Good morning. I hope you're doing good. Aye, so he says he's bitten aside. Aye, come on, let's go to the. You can come. Aye, come on to the wife's wake. So there's my nails. They're quite pretty, aren't they? My old hands. Let's get some hand cream on. I do have hand. Oh, here, my open-minded wanted to know what oil it is I use on my head. I'll show you that in a minute. Wait till I get my hand cream though. You see, this box down here's got everything in it. Everything. It's got pliers. It's got creams. It's got books. And see, whatever I'm looking for, I can never bloody find it. Any hand cream at all here would be good. No, that's a pencil. Right, I'll use this one. This is the ointment that's been prescribed for my scalp. Open-minded wanted to know what cream it is. And it's very oily. It's very oily, so when I put it on my scalp, it's very, very oily. But I've got to do it, so I'm just going to put some... I love the smell of this raspberry. I'm just going to put some of that on my hands. So I'm enjoying this trial, but coming up, there's the trial with the suitcase trial I'm going to be watching. This is hard. This is going to be hard viewing if you are sensitive or anything like that. Probably not watch it. But it was a couple again in the USA, and I think that's better. My hands are better now. And I think they had domestics a lot, domestic arguments and stuff like that a lot. I think the police had been there a few times with domestics. And one night she decided she was going to put him in a suitcase. Now, I'm thinking, how do you get a man in a suitcase? And I thought, do you know how you do? You'd say to him, see if you get in that, if you can fit in that suitcase, I'll give you like a sexual favour. And you know what men are like, oh, I'll do it then. And I think that's what went down this night. The two of them were drinking and she said, get the suit. So he goes in the suitcase and she zips the suitcase up and she kicks him down the stair in the suitcase and she leaves the guy in the suitcase. The guy dies anyway, right? And see, she said that she'd phoned the ambulance and the 911 she'd phoned and said, my partner's passed away here. And they said, right, you need to do CPR and stuff like that. And she was going, right, okay, I'll do that. And she's going, 1, 2, chest compressions, 3, 4, like that, right? So, see, by the time the ambulance guys came in and unzipped the suitcase, the guy was still in it. So she was lying. She was not giving the man any kind of compressions or help. So she's on trial. But that's coming up. And there's a whole video of that if you are interested, but it's hard watching. I mean, it's heartbreaking watching because she's sitting and she's drunk and she's looking at the suitcase and you can hear him in it saying, "Help me, I can't breathe," and stuff. Just going, "Ah, look at you now in a suitcase." She's doing stuff like that, the woman. But her plea is battered spouse syndrome or something like that. That's her plea. So that's going to be an interesting one to watch. I'm going to be interested in that. She's got a whole interview. She's got a whole interrogation that you can watch online as well. She's a liar. She's an absolute liar. How MD could lie? I don't understand. See, this is it. People that are not like that. I don't understand how you could look at somebody, even if you hated them in a bloody case. Golfer girl, my sweet golfer girl. Wait to show you what I'm doing, golfer girl. Wait to show you what I'm doing. I've got my book. And I've got my new notebook, my lovely new notebook. Look at my lovely new notebook. I'm taking this tomorrow. I'm serious. I've got a new pen and everything. Wait, I'll show you my beautiful pen. Look, it's one of these ones that you've got different colours. Gold. So I've got this and, I've got my ruler. And in the front, I'm writing fun facts. And I'm writing some of the facts for that book. And my wee thing, so I look into it. So if I can sit in the astronomy club and go, "Oh, aye, Jupiter's 79 moons, aye, 79. Uranus, Uranus has got 27 moons, hasn't it? 27. Jenny is coming up soon, that trial. No doubt I'll be talking about it on here because I love watching the trials. And golf, wait, I'll show you what I've got in the back. Look what I'm doing. I'm doing my constellations. That's Orion, and then we've got the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper. Ursa Major and Ursa Minor. That's Cassiopeia. That's Andromeda. And there's some nebulas and stuff like that I've been doing. All different colours. And this one's called Booties. I just like the name of it. And it looks like somebody running with wee booties on. That's how I'm doing that. That's what that one is. And then I've got this one here. That's Draco the Dragon. Again, I've got in my different pens. And Capricornus is that one. So I'm doing wee things like that. But I've got my book here and I'm writing notes in it so that I kind of look a bit intelligent when I go here tomorrow. Tomorrow's about Egypt. So that'll be fun. And I'll be able to tell you all about what we're going to be talking about because I'm interested in all that stuff, the Egyptian. Because I've said, "Caroline, good morning, good morning. Yes, I'll be in your neck of the woods tomorrow." So I said to them last meeting, I said, "See the pyramids, I think it was aliens that built it." I'm letting my crazy out in wee bits like I did with yous. I didn't come in pure crazy myself at first. I kind of wean you into what I'm actually like. So I was like, "Oh, I think it was aliens." I says, in fact, there's a theory that on the dark side of the moon there's alien structures. And the alien structures are in the shape of pyramids, unlike our own pyramids. You know, so I'm weaning in, so I am to my thing. But it's great just spending time with people that are as passionate about the stars and the space travel and NASA and all that is what I am. In fact, last week the wee guy that had the kilt on had a NASA backpack, and I was like, "Look at him, he's NASA backpack," and I had my SpaceX on. I will have my NASA t-shirt on tomorrow or something like that. You know, I'll wear one of my NASA tops every time I go just to represent. Carolyn, is freezing, isn't it, this morning? Absolutely freezing. My heating is on. See, my heating's on, I'm thinking, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. It's like price tag. That's what it's getting like here. In fact, my poor wee mum the other morning when I had phoned her, she's sitting with her bloody coat on. Pensioners shouldn't need to be sitting with their coat on in this day and age. Sitting there, and it's a duffel coat to her wee red duffel coat. My mum's sitting like that, freezing cold. So anyway, guys, I'm going to go. I'm going to make an omelette. I'm going to make myself a wee omelette. That's what I'm going to do. And I'll be back on Saturday. Tomorrow I've got the wee fella, and then I've got my astronomy meeting. So I'll be able to tell you all about that on Saturday when I'm having my flavourings on Saturday, which I love having with you. So have a wonderful day. Stay nice and warm and cosy because it is freezing today. And I love you all very, very much. And I will see you on Saturday. Bye, everyone.